The immense size of the ocean no doubt makes it seem like it's indestructible. But as Emily tells us, our ocean is becoming sicker by the day. And we need to take action now.
It's a grim list of destructive forces attacking the world's ocean. Giant floating islands of garbage are creating dead zones. Overfishing is pushing many species dangerously close to extinction. The fossil fuels we burn are causing the ocean to become so acidic marine life is dying. Power plants that use fossil fuels are said to be responsible for the mercury that's poisoning our waters. These are issues created by humans. The good news is that humans are coming up with solutions to fight back. One organization on the front line of the fight to save our seas is the Canadian group called Ocean Wise. Joining us from Ocean Wise is Lasse Gustafsson. What are the biggest threats to our oceans?
So I think the biggest threat to the oceans is actually that not enough people care. You're right, of course, that climate change, pollution, and overfishing are tremendous problems, but the biggest challenge is to have enough people to care and take action to help protect and restore the ocean.
No surprise, that's the heart of the mission of OceanWise, to protect and restore the world's oceans. Let's talk about how you're working to do that. Starting with a man-made product that is literally choking our planet, plastic.
So you may have a rain jacket or a fleece jacket that you wash, and when you wash it, the microfibers from your jacket ends up in the ocean. So we are working with great companies like Patagonia or Arc'teryx to figure out a better way to designing these jackets. Another way we're addressing the plastic challenge is we work with restaurants and hotels to see how can we reduce plastics in their operations. We are cleaning beaches. So last year in Canada alone, we cleaned about 2,000 beaches, and we find plastics everywhere, of course. So that's the three different ways that we work on improving the health of the ocean by taking plastics out of the ocean, but also making sure that we reduce the amount of plastic that ends up in the ocean eventually.
The ocean plays an important role in controlling the climate, doesn't it?
Yeah, so the most fascinating thing I think with the oceans is it has an impact in everybody's life. Why? Because the world's oxygen is produced by algae in the ocean. Other things that are contributed from the ocean is fish and seafood. So a lot of people are depending on fish and seafood for their main source of protein. We've seen the last 30, 40 years, we've been taking too much fish and seafood out of the oceans. There's less of it in the ocean, and we need to rebuild the ocean abundance.
In addition to algae producing oxygen, another ocean plant plays an important role in reducing poisonous carbon dioxide.
Yeah, so my absolute favorite plant in the world is kelp. Kelp is a seaweed. It's the fastest growing plant on the planet. It can grow up to a foot a day if the conditions are right. And it does many good things for us. One of the most important things it captures carbon, and it takes carbon out of the atmosphere.
That's why OceanWise has a plan to plant more than 5,000 hectares of kelp. So you at home can appreciate how much that is. Just 1 hectare is the size of a football field. So imagine 5,000 football fields of new kelp.
We call it seaforestation. You might have heard reforestation, so we plant trees on land. That's amazing. Planting kelp and other seaweed in the ocean is even better because they are more effective at binding carbon.
The oceans are so vast and the problems so big. Can we really make a difference?
There's no doubt that a small group of passionate people can make a difference, and young people like you in particular. I've been an environmentalist for 40 years. You hear I have a funny accent, it's because I'm Swedish. You would think after 40 years I'd be one of the most important environmentalists in the world, but no, it's the teenage fellow Swede of mine, Greta Thunberg, and other teenagers that has the ear of decision makers of today. So my role and the role of more experienced environmentalists is to support teenagers and other young people to take action.
Okay, so how can we do that?
Buying seafood which has an OceanWise label. If you know you go into a supermarket, there's an OceanWise sticker on, you know this is a better choice. You can do it by cleaning up your favorite shoreline. You can do like a plastics audit. You look around plastics in your house, in your school, and you can think about better ways than using plastics. You can find a way to get to school. Maybe you can bike, maybe there is public transport. If you are being driven to school, maybe you have an important role in the backseat of the car and say, can we have a smarter car? Can we have a less polluting car than the one we have? Many things. But I think the most important message for me is we need to do things. Talking about things and learning about things is really important, but what really makes change happen is when you do things differently. And that's where teenagers and young people are so much better than old people like myself. There's action, and that's the action we need.
That's certainly encouraging. Thanks for talking with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
In upcoming programs, we'll be checking in with OceanWise for updates on teens taking action. In the meantime, if you'd like to participate in any of the programs run by OceanWise, visit their website. There's literally an ocean of opportunities to dive into. For Teen Kids News, I'm Emily.